Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As you probably know, and if you don't, I will let you know, Sergei Shoigu is visiting the troops in the front line of the war of Ukraine and Russia between the two countries. And he gives some special orders. And one of the orders that I found very, very interesting is this one that I'm going to read to you, coming from I think it's the Republic World from today, July 18th, 2022. This is the title. Russia's defense minister, Shoigu, instructs Vostok Group to attack long-range weapons of Ukraine. Vostok Group. I don't know if you know what it is, but I will explain as we read this article. In a recent development, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu inspected the country's Vostok Group involved in a special military operation in Ukraine. In a recent development, yes. So, according to report, the group's commander also presented a report to the minister on the current situation and the accomplishment of tasks to defeat the enemy. And I'm quoting. The Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, General of the Army Sergei Shoigu, inspected the Russian grouping Vostok, which is carrying out the tasks of a special military operation in Ukraine, the country's defense ministry stated. The Russian Defense Minister, Shoigu, also instructed the group to use high-precision munition to attack long-range weapons of the Ukrainian armed forces. Further, Shoigu also noted that the strengthening of the strike capabilities of the group. Meanwhile, the Vostok Group's commander, Lieutenant General Rustam Muradov, briefed the minister about the situation and the advancement of the assigned combat mission to defeat enemy troops in the area of duty, the Russian defense minister added. And then earlier on Saturday, Shoigu also visited Ukraine to review the progress made by Russian troops in the war, according to reports. The minister was accompanied by commanding officer of the South and Center troops during his visit amid the ongoing war. Further, the defense minister also gave necessary directives to the troops in order to intensify the operations and prevent any chance of an attack on the Donbas region by Ukrainian armed forces. And I'm quoting, the Russian Defense Ministry gave the necessary instructions to ramp up the actions of groups in all operational areas in order to exclude the possibility of the Kiev regime launching a massive rocket and artillery strike on civilian infrastructure and residents of settlements across Donbas and other regions, the military said in a statement. It's like, oh, these guys are just hitting civilians. The Russians are hitting civilians. The Ukrainians are hitting civilians, but no one hits, the army. Yeah, okay. It is pertinent to mention here that the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine has entered its fourth month now. The delegations of both countries have also held several rounds of peace negotiations. However, they failed to produce desired results. And meanwhile, the president of Ukraine claimed that Russia does not have the courage to admit defeat. Based on what? The embattled president also took a dig at Russian forces' apparent reliance on outdated equipment and Soviet-era strategies. Did it work? Yeah. Do we have evidence? Yeah. So what are they talking about, Zelensky? If they beat you with outdated military equipment and tactics, it's only one conclusion. You suck. What other could be? So I should zip it up and I would say, no man, these guys have the most modern army in the world, but we're fighting hard. We defeat them here and there, but it's hard, man. That's how you do it. I mean, if you say your enemy is a piece of nothing, but you're losing, what does that make you? You know what I mean? So whatever Zelensky is just, I mean, what he wants. He's a, so just tell me, nevertheless, the orders to destroy from Sergei Shoigu, are very clear. Attack long-range weapons of Ukraine. I don't think this is something new that just Shoigu dreamt 3 days before he went on the front over there. I think that's something that makes very much sense, because otherwise what? You let them hit you? What are you doing? Hit them first, right? Or hit them after, but at least you have to find out where they're at. And this is logical, but nevertheless. And then it's another thing that you have special troops over there, special operation troops that are and it's not that I'm guessing, are involved in operations in the enemy territory to figure out, for instance, locations and locations of these long-range weapons. I mean, you can detect them with other ways, but there are obviously saboteurs sent by the Russians over there. There were, I think, 2 or 3 articles I saw about 2 weeks ago when the Ukrainians, it was about Severodonetsk, they said, oh my God, they caught some saboteurs over there or something like that. They are on both sides. When the Ukrainians say that they have guerrilla fighters, still trapped or fighting behind the enemy lines, they were left over by the Russians during their advancement. Success, that means advancement means success. Zelensky, just so you know. Those are the same, those are saboteurs. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why they're over there, killing the enemy and destroying their war capabilities, from behind. The same here. I'm pretty sure Russians have the same groups. I mean, this is our tactical ABC 1, 2, 3. Is not something, oh my God, Shoigu just thought about destroying them and so on. How do you do that? You have groups to identify the locations. And how do you do that? You do it now through satellite. You do it through many other ways, that electronics, communication, and people in the field, in the territory, who's going to go over there and figure out where is what and where is where. Remember before, a long time ago, they used to, they take the coordinates of locations by physically going over there. So let's say I'm sent by some country, by Zimbabwe, okay? And I'm sent here to Zimbabwe #2 country here. And they have some, they want to launch certain attacks on this Zimbabwe #2. They have to send me physically, fly the plane, come back, and come here as a tourist, go in the center of wherever, let's say in Times Square, and get the coordinates, exact coordinates of Times Square, or go about Washington DC, and you walk about the monument over there, you go about this, you go about that, and you take the coordinates. Why? When things happen, you have the coordinates, you can close your eyes and you just go over there. If you remember the Germans, when they bombed London, how much they did with beams of beams of frequency. So they were running, so they had this beam and that beam. So they were running with the beam, with the frequency, and when they didn't know where they were flying up, so they cannot be hit. So when they were meeting the frequency, beep, in the beep, 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 then boom, and they were bombarding the London. That's how they did it. It was not like, oh, there's London right here, guys, let's go. Or another beam sent with the coordinates, this, that. That was another way when it was hard to do other stuff, but it's not only that method. But I'm saying in past, then you have to be physically on the location. The same here. Maybe these guys have to be physical over there to figure out where those launchers are and so on, even though they can communicate their location, and from satellite you can find it and destroy it in no time. Nevertheless, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.